Welcome back to episode 2 of the timber frame shelter build. Today we are going to work on the roof. So I got some 4x6s for our roof rafters. They're going to be a little bit less than 48 inches on center. All these need to be cut to have a roof pitch here, our bird's mouth here, and then we also have to cut the tail off. I haven't decided how long I should make the overhang yet. And I'm not real happy with the color of these. I don't know if you could notice on camera, but these are significantly lighter than the rest of the this brown treated lumber. There was questionable who the father is on this stuff. The color just doesn't match up. So I think I'm gonna cut all the rafters and then stain them so they match a little better before I put them up. So let's first I'll show you how I got this this measurement to cut this rafter. Okay, so I built a fair amount of root systems, but I'm certainly no expert. And you can use like a framing square and mat to figure out how long your rafters need to be and how to cut the bird's mouth. I have found it better to just measure it. So I know what my roof pitch is. My roof pitch is supposed to be 612, but I ended up being about 5.5. I don't know what happened there. I did some math wrong, but doesn't matter. So I'm just measuring from this corner right here of my ridge beam down to this corner here, which would be the outside of the wall if you have the wall, but same. And then that'll be the measurement from the point to the center of the bird's mouth. So you could take that measurement and you can measure from the point after you cut your angle, once you know what your angle is, to this point right here. And then I try to make this be the same distance as the top plate. In this case, it's 5.5 inches, so this is 5.5 inches. That determines how long this has to be because you know this distance. So you know this point and you know this distance. That determines this distance. And then you cut it and just see if it fits. And see if it fits, both sides. Both sides ideally should be the same. Okay, once you know that your piece fits good, you just trace it onto the other pieces. Trace this. Then you can trace the tail, or you can cut the tails after. I don't want to cut these after because I'm using a 10-inch circular saw, 10 1/4 actually, and it's really heavy. So if I can do it on the ground, I'm going to do it on the ground. Really nothing too special with the staining here. Stain is better applied with a brush than a roller, but I'm not too picky on these. And it goes a lot faster this way too. These are a little darker than I really kind of would have preferred. I just went with the color that the data sheet spec'd out for matching the color that they're supposed to be. Alright, so all the rafters in the field are done. We just have these end ones to do. The ends are a little bit different because the beam is wider than our posts. So we gotta cut the ends a little bit different. So that's why I didn't just cut those with the other batches. Okay, this side is done. So you can see how we have to notch this. So we got a decent joint here and on this side too. Okay, I got my two lines on here. This is the one we need to cut, and this is the one we need to notch to. I got the big circular saw set up to cut all the way through, and the little one set up to cut just to the depth we need. Before we can put this one on, you gotta get this flattened out. So plane that, I gotta pull these two screws first. Alright, now we can set that. I don't know if you can tell, but it needs a little bit of a trim. Touching at the bottom, not at the top. Trim it, try it again. Try to. Alright, that's looking much better. Here's the other side. So that's pretty good too. Now we got all the rafters up. I gotta put like a brace here, and then a brace in the corners. This is what we're aiming for. Those two braces and the braces in the corners. Well, I'm finally ready to start putting some decking on this. I'm using some blocks here to hold the first row in. It's just me by myself. And I did rip this. I ripped an angle on this first piece in case I decide I don't want to put a fascia on it, I just want to leave the tails exposed. This will work for that. Now that we've got all the roof decking on, we're under a tornado watch, which never happens. We're in Wisconsin, we don't get tornadoes, but I've got a lot of things to still put screws in before we get high winds, so let's do that. I did put this post in, and also another post over here for doorways. This will really help strength in this direction with some shearing forces if we were to get high winds. So I'm going to get the headers in for those too. Okay, we're on to putting the ice and water on the roof. It's very windy, so I think I might just time lapse this. Alright, before I close up this last piece, I want to put some wiring in. Put this wire in for some ceiling fans and lights eventually. So let's get that done. I gotta strip some of this jacket off so I can put the part that's exposed in some conduit. They do have cutters for this, but mine's missing right now. We gotta put our anti-short bushing in. Technically that's supposed to be into a fitting, but I'm okay with it like that. Well, the framing is pretty much done. I still have this one piece of fascia back here to do, but I cut the piece wrong and I don't have another piece. So I still have that left to do. So there's really only one thing left I want to do in this video, and then I'll put the roofing in another video and the screen in another video. So I got some license plate letters to make some signs. So let's put those up. Alright, so I think we're going to end this video here. We just got to figure out what the inspectors think. What do you guys think?
I think it's really cool.
What about you? What do you think? Do you approve?
Yeah.
Did you get the Maverick stamp of approval?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the Kelsey stamp.
And the Kelsey stamp. 2 stamps of approval. Alright, I don't think the people want to see your nose magnified. I don't think they want to see that. It's just a guess.